regularly in your life so that you are not doing something that is against the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today's hadith is about forbidden to use any type of pure silver or pure gold utensils while eating. So if you are using pure silver or pure gold and you are taking food in your mouth with those utensils, then that is something that the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden. وعن بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعن سلمة رضي الله عنها أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الذي يشرب في آنية الفضة إنما يجرجر في بطنه نار جهنم متفق عليه. وفي رواية لمسلم إن الذي يأكل ويشرب في آنية الفضة والذهب إنما يجرجر في بطنه نار جهنم. Salama radiallahu anha narrated that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "He who drinks from silver and gold vessels has nothing but the fire of the hell bubbling in his belly." So now when we talk about using these utensils, why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal has not made for this. Allah Azza wa Jal has forbidden this. And the reason why, because this is the alama of kibr. A person is trying to show arrogance. And arrogance is something that is not accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to be mindful. And the purpose of this is to test believers. That this is what you're allowed to do and this is what you're not allowed to do. And our inclination towards things that are not allowed is always greater than things that are allowed. Oh, I wish this was permissible. I wish this was permissible. So the back of the mind, even though it's the same thing, you use the regular vessel, you have the same food going in your mouth. But you have to make sure where the hukum of Allah is and where the hukum of Allah is not there. If Allah is telling me to do this, then I will do this. When we talk about pure, so if it's plated gold or plated silver, then that is permissible. It has to be pure silver or pure gold for impermissibility. And if it's a mixed, structure, has a little bit of gold and then, majority is other metals, then it's permissible. If it's pure gold and pure silver, that's what the hurma has been mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we have to be mindful. And the purpose of this is to be understanding the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I mentioned, started in the beginning, that we are in a situation where shaitan wants to make sure that our deeds are gone. And smallest action can be a fatal. It can be a source of taking you into the hellfire. This is why the Prophet ﷺ reminded us every single occasion that this is what you have to make sure. A lot of times the person doesn't realize. Sometimes we say things, we are mentioning things to someone, we are saying stuff to other people without realizing that what can be the consequences. Remember, it is not about what you think or what other people think about you. It is what Allah thinks and it is what Allah Azza wa Jal has made it permissible. If Allah has not made it permissible, then there is no justification of doing it. And even if you do it just to praise, if you just do it to make people happy, then tomorrow, the Prophet ﷺ said, the greatest loser on the day of judgment will be that individual that he has taken himself into hellfire because of someone else. Because of someone else, he's taken him into the hellfire. He took himself in the hellfire. So we have to be very careful how we do things in dunya. How do we interact with people? How do we communicate with people? What kind of statements we are using against individuals? All of these things will be held against us on the day of judgment. Qawl, when it comes out from your mouth, that is written. It is documented. مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions. The statement comes out, it is documented. Now, if it's against Allah, na'udhu billah, we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And if it's against an individual, then we have to ask Allah for forgiveness, and we have to go to that person, ask him for forgiveness. And that is very important. A lot of times, who cares? He's a bad guy anyway. Who cares? This who cares is going to be very regretful on the day of judgment. And a person is going to cry, and is going to cry even more, but nothing can be done at that time. So that's why we have to think where we are going, not where we are. Where we are, this is going to pass for everybody. But where we are going, that is going to be, if that is meaningful, then that's what it matters. We ask Allah to grant us the true understanding and the ability to practice. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.